Storybook TV.
Once upon a time, there was a sweet little girl, and everyone who saw her liked her. But the person who adored her the most was her grandmother, who did not know what to give the child next. Once, she gave her a cape made of red velvet. Because it suited her so well and she wanted to wear it all the time, she came to be known as Little Red Riding Hood. One day, her mother said to her, "Come, Little Red Riding Hood. Here is a piece of cake and some fruits. Take them to your grandmother. She is sick and weak, and they will do her well. Mind your manners and give her my greetings. Behave yourself on the way and do not leave the path, or you might fall down and ruin the food, and then there will be nothing for your sick grandmother."
Don't worry, Mother. It'll be a piece of cake.
Little Red Riding Hood promised to obey her mother. The grandmother lived out in the woods, a half-hour away from the village. When Little Red Riding Hood entered the woods, a wolf came up to her.
Good day to you, Little Red Riding Hood.
Greeted the wolf.
Thank you, Mr. Wolf.
The little girl replied, and their conversation continued.
Where are you going so early, Little Red Riding Hood?
I'm heading to Grandmother's.
And what are you carrying inside that basket?
Grandmother is ill and weak, and I'm taking her some fruits and some cake. We baked it yesterday, and they should give her strength.
Little Red Riding Hood, just where does your grandmother live?
Her house is a good quarter of an hour from here in the woods, under the big oak tree. There's a hedge of hazel bushes there. You must know the place,"
said Little Red Riding Hood, and the wolf thought to himself,
"Now there's a tasty bite for me."
Then aloud he said,
"Listen, Little Red Riding Hood, haven't you seen the beautiful flowers that are blossoming in the woods? Why don't you go and take a look? And I don't believe you can't hear the beautiful birds singing. You're walking along as though you were on your way to school in the village. It is very beautiful in the woods."
Little Red Riding Hood opened her eyes and saw the sunlight breaking through the trees and how the ground was covered with beautiful flowers. She thought,
"If I take a bouquet to Grandmother, she will be very pleased. Anyway, it's still too early, and I'll be home on time."
And she ran off into the woods looking for flowers. And each time she picked one, she thought that she could see an even more beautiful one a little way off. And she ran after it, going further and further into the woods. The wolf ran straight to the grandmother's house and knocked on the door.
"Who's there?"
asked the grandmother.
"Little Red Riding Hood, I'm bringing you some fruits and cake. Open the door for me."
"The door is open, dear. Just come in."
called out the grandmother.
"I'm too weak to get up."
The wolf entered the house and went straight to the grandmother's bedroom and locked her up in a closet. Then he took her clothes, put them on, and put her cap on his head. He shut the curtains and got into her bed. Little Red Riding Hood had run after flowers and did not continue on her way to grandmother's until she had gathered all that she could carry. And when she arrived, she found, to her surprise, that the door was left open. She walked into the living room, and everything looked so strange that she thought,
Oh my goodness! Why am I so afraid? I usually like it at grandmother's.
Then she went to the bedroom and pulled back the curtains. Grandmother was lying there with her cap pulled down over her face and looking very strange.
Oh, grandmother, what big ears you have!
Exclaimed the little girl.
All the better to hear you with.
Oh, grandmother, what big eyes you have!
All the better to see you with.
Oh, grandmother, what big hands you have!
All the better to butt you with.
Oh, grandmother, what a horribly big mouth you have!
All the better to eat.
Then suddenly, a loud thud interrupted the both of them. The sound came from the closet in the farthest corner of the room.
What? Could that be grandmother?
Another bang, but this time, the closet door broke open. There, Little Red Riding Hood saw her grandmother tied up with her mouth covered.
Grandmother?
Realizing that the person beside her was not her grandmother, she hurriedly went and rescued her.
Grandmother, are you all right? I'm fine. Let's run, dear. Hurry.
The both of them managed to escape by throwing some clothes at the wolf to distract him. They both ran as fast as they could and hid themselves in the hole of an oak tree. Little Red Riding Hood and her grandmother stayed as quiet as they could inside the oak tree when a familiar figure started to walk toward them. It was the wolf. Little Red Riding Hood started to cry, scared of what the wolf might do to them.
Please don't eat us!
The little girl pleaded.
I will not eat you. I just wanted to have some cake.
Little Red Riding Hood and her grandmother were confused and stunned at what they heard.
Huh? Then why did you tie and lock my grandmother in the closet?
Well, she got scared and started throwing things at me.
After hearing what the wolf said, the both of them started laughing, and the wolf helped them out of the tree trunk.
Oh, you could have just explained it clearly earlier, dear.
I tried, but I'm really sorry for what I did.
It was just a misunderstanding all along, and so Little Red Riding Hood gave some of her grandmother's cake to the wolf.
Here you go, Mr. Wolf. Enjoy your cake.
Thank you, Little Red Riding Hood. Thank you, madam.
You're welcome, Wolf. And don't go locking humans in a closet for cake again.
I won't, madam.
After he thanked the two and said goodbye, the wolf made his way to the woods to enjoy some delicious cake. The grandmother ate the rest of the cake and the fruits Little Red Riding Hood brought for her. The little girl made sure that her grandmother was okay before she left.
Are you sure you would be okay here, grandmother? Absolutely, dear. Give my thanks to your mother. All right, then. Goodbye, grandmother.
Little Red Riding Hood took her path home, waving goodbye to her grandmother from time to time before she was finally out of sight.